Have you ever felt like you were losing your mind? Like something wasn't right, but you couldn't explain why. And somehow, you ended up apologizing for things that weren't even your fault? What if I told you? Someone might have been doing that to you, on purpose. This isn't just emotional manipulation. It's one of the most dangerous psychological tricks used to control, confuse, and break someone down. It's called gaslighting. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is a psychological tactic used to make you doubt your reality. It happens when someone consistently denies the truth, manipulates facts, or makes you feel like you're being irrational, even when you're not. The name comes from a 1938 play called Gaslight. In the story, a man slowly dims the lights in their home, but when his wife notices, he insists nothing has changed. Over time, she begins to question her own perception, her sanity, because of his lies. That's what gaslighting does. It starts small, a twisted version of something you said. A moment you clearly remember, denied. But over time, this constant rewriting of your reality breaks down your trust in yourself. And when you can't trust your own mind, the manipulator has full control. Psychological impact. Gaslighting doesn't just hurt emotionally. It literally changes how your brain works. When someone constantly tells you that what you saw, heard, or felt isn't real, your brain begins to panic. You enter a state of confusion and self-doubt. This triggers cognitive dissonance, a painful mental conflict between your internal truth and the external lies being forced on you. Over time, your memory becomes distorted. You stop trusting your instincts. You feel anxious, guilty, and constantly second-guess yourself. Your brain is on high alert all the time, trying to survive, trying to keep the peace, trying to make sense of the chaos. The longer it continues, the more isolated and broken you feel. Types of gaslighting. Gaslighting isn't just something that happens in romantic relationships. It can show up anywhere, quietly, consistently, and dangerously. Romantic gaslighting. You're overreacting. I never said that. The partner always shifts blame, leaves you confused, apologizing, or feeling guilty. Workplace gaslighting. That conversation never happened. Colleagues or bosses make you question your professionalism or memory. Parental gaslighting. You've always been difficult. That's why no one understands you. Parents rewrite your childhood or invalidate your feelings to maintain control. Medical gaslighting. It's all in your head. Doctors dismiss your pain or symptoms, often with long-term damage. Different settings, same effect. Denial, blame shifting, and psychological control. Subtle signs you're being gaslighted. Gaslighting often hides in plain sight. Here are 5 subtle signs that you might be experiencing it. They deny things you clearly remember. That never happened. You feel confused, even though you know what you saw or heard. They twist facts to blame you. You bring up how they hurt you, and end up apologizing instead. They isolate you from others. They claim your friends or family don't care about you or are bad influences. You feel like you're always apologizing, even when you haven't done anything wrong. You question your reality more than theirs. You stop trusting your instincts, always wondering, maybe it is my fault. Individually, these may seem like misunderstandings, but together, they become a pattern of control. Why it works. Psychological tricks used. Gaslighting works because it taps into how our brains and emotions operate. Cognitive dissonance forces the mind to pick between truth and emotional survival. Trauma bonding forms when the manipulator occasionally gives affection, creating an addictive cycle. Intermittent reinforcement keeps the victim confused and hopeful, like a slot machine that sometimes pays out. These techniques are used in abusive relationships, cults, and even high-control groups. and they're incredibly hard to spot when you're in the middle of them. How to break free. If you've been gaslighted, you are not weak. You were manipulated, intentionally. But you can heal, and it starts by trusting yourself again. Keep a journal. Write down events and conversations so your memory can't be erased. Talk to someone. Whether it's a friend, therapist, or support group, let others remind you what's real. Rebuild self-trust. Read back what you wrote. Sit with your feelings. Believe them. Set boundaries. You don't have to engage or explain to someone who refuses to hear you. Healing isn't instant, but with each step, the fog begins to lift. You were never crazy. You were being controlled, and now, you're taking your power back. If you've ever experienced gaslighting, you're not alone. Leave a comment if this video helped you recognize the signs of gaslighting, or share your story to help someone else. Like and subscribe Psych Sauce, and share this video with someone who might need to see it. Because awareness is the first step to freedom.